And you let me know when you're ready. Take a deep breath. Hi. Call to order the regular meeting of Independent School District 695, Chisholm, Minnesota. Pam, could you take roll call, please?
Yes, Director Karati Simon. Director Laffey. Here. Director Raha.
Here.
Director Randa Sauter.
Here.
Director Rice.
Here.
Chair Casey.
Here, thank you. Moving on to item 3, recognition of guests and visitors. We have Jordan from Ingensoc.
Evening, everyone.
Hello.
Budget summary should have went out with the packet that Lisa sent out a couple days ago. One thing I do have to note, I've been working with Noah on sales tax reimbursement from the 2023 legislation. There's some updates and stuff like that. I don't have them captured in the copy that went out to the board. So just be aware there will be changes coming to that. I think they're all more funding, which is better. But I am working on revising, so the budget summary will change for next month, but I gave you guys what I have for now. For the most part, just looking at all the costs, I've got the cost to date updated through the last billing. I've got our general condition fund, FFE Technology Playground. I know we're working really closely with Demco to get our order finalized for furniture. That's gonna be reflected by next month, I would imagine. So that we know what we have left for some of the other various items to pick up. So again, you know, I could probably update this thing every day. It would change by a few dollars or a lot of dollars, but for this shot in time, this is what I have for tonight. So,
The Demco payment the down payment has gone in, so we're pretty close to certified.
okay. And just for Lisa to know, whenever we do send stuff or get stuff paid, just send it to us and we'll log it in the appropriate place. So any dime that you spend for construction, make sure you send it to us so we can either code it or we can say that is or that is construction or whatever. But we'll continue working through it like we have. So on the construction side, building addition, we've spent 21 million, there's 7.5 million left, so we're definitely making progress from a financial standpoint. Still have some placeholders for athletic track upgrades. I know we have a meeting after this with the facility meeting to talk through additional projects and different scopes and stuff like that, so it's been a long time placeholder. The DDC controls by JCI has been done, the pool work's been done. IRRB, again, part of that conversation where we've started design on the window replacement, on the tuck pointing, on the roof replacement. And when I say started design, we're actually pretty well through those. I'm thinking by the next month, we should have all this stuff ready to go out to bid. So that'll help us define where we come in at for budgets on IRRR and kind of prioritize projects. We do have a bunch of bid alternates in there for doing different areas of tuck pointing and different areas of roofing, so that we'll take a look at the budget, see how bids come in. High priority areas are gonna be addressed first, and then we'll make decisions as we go. So nothing new there, but just on the design update, we are moving through that pretty well. I have the controls project cost today up to date with the invoices that I've received. And then asbestos abatement, I haven't received any invoices, but I know we have some, so we should probably talk just to get those between us, but we know they're out there. So big thing, kind of my monthly analysis when I'm looking at it, our contingency, we've spent 52%, our general conditions, we've spent 34%. Overall construction value, we're 60.8% complete, so that's the big thing for me, is that as long as construction is farther than the other two, it's a sign of a healthy project. So contingency and general conditions are tracking well. On the general condition or contingency costs, I know it's been a while, there's getting to be a lot of costs there, frankly. Just jotted down some notes of some of the stuff that we spend money on, some of the bigger ticket items. Initially, we started all with plan review items and code items that the state dictated we had to do. We redid the pool heater gas line last fall, if you remember, trying to get that rerouted. Ran into some existing site conditions, some underground bolts that were in the wrong spot or they're where they were supposed to be. We did soil corrections, that was a big one with all the boulders and all of that. Really big piece of the pie is the music room and structural upgrades we did. Pool boilers, we added the supplemental pool boilers, so those run off those same gas lines, but we actually have the new pool boiler heat system up and running. I know that was kind of a fiasco, and I think last month we were talking about the broken part, but that's all been resolved, it's up and running now. We ran into some existing conditions where at the tunnel, where we tied into the two buildings, there was an underground tunnel that we ended up having to fill in and put a slab over. So there was some dollars spent there. Fireproofing the concessions, that came through later in the game, but that was a state requirement that we had to fireproof that. So we did get that done. We've added some card readers and some access to the new district office area. And we made some carpet changes, some carpet color changes. And then latest is Terrazzo moisture mitigation. So with concrete slabs, they do have moisture inside of them. That being said, that moisture takes years to completely go away. So there's a threshold where floors can go down, where if you have wet concrete, that kind of messes with the floors. So we run into a lot. It is a legit contingency item that we spend dollars on. They basically roll down a product that's like almost like a sealer that it doesn't void the warranty of the flooring, but allows us to put the flooring down now rather than having to wait. There is potential to have to do that for the wood gym floor. At the same time, we may not have to. That's why we don't put it into the project, because sometimes we get lucky and don't have to spend the extra dollars. I do foresee some costs coming for some floor leveling. Part of the natural part of it, and I know it sounds funky because it's on the new addition, but we have precast plank up on the second floor that has a camber or a little bit of a bow in it by nature. When we come and pour the topping slab on there, like 3 inches of like a thin concrete, that weight does cause it to settle. So we do see a lot of floor corrections that have to be done. There's really no way to get that camber out until we pour the topping slab. So I know contractors are working through it, we're working through pricing. But those are kind of the general contingency items that we're spending dollars on. Any questions on the budget?
Shouldn't the engineers or the design people, I mean, they've done this enough, they've done half a dozen schools around here. Shouldn't they figure in that camber?
So that camber, it's a constructability item. That camber is in there so that all these planks have steel cables that are pre-tensioned. So when they pour them, they tighten them up and it puts the camber in the plank. So that camber is in the plank when it's there to meet the structural requirements. At the same time, those planks aren't a finished surface. They are very rocky and wavy. So we come in and we pour the topping slab over the top. So they're actually designed to move once you get the topping slab down. So that being said, it's just constructability. That slab, you have, within reason, you know that it's gonna move somewhat as that camber adjusts and finally settles into its final resting
So there
place.
shouldn't be an extra cost to that.
There is to do the floor leveling after the topping slab. So that topping slab is poured straight, but over time, since we poured that in March, over time, that floor has settled a little bit, and that is natural.
It just doesn't, it doesn't cut it with me, I guess. But go on, we can talk about that later.
Sure. That's what I have on the budget, otherwise I can move to construction progress update. Things going on inside the building right now, there's a lot of acoustical ceiling grid going in, so all these spaces that have been open steel and ductwork and all that, all the grids going in, it's turning into a much more finished look. Terrazzo flooring, that has started, so I think like the bathrooms at the main commons area is done already, so we do have a good jump on that. Ceramic tile started, so the tile wainscots in the wall, there's a lot of tile up in the building. metal stud or wall framing is 99, I'm gonna call it 100% done. They pretty much have everything framed, so now it's just a matter of hanging sheetrock, taping, finishing. That being said, painting is going on all throughout the building. Highlight on painting is the gym ceiling is painted, so that is the nice lighter color. Gym equipment is going in, so all the hoops are hung. The divider curtain was hung today. It's not complete yet, but they are working on it. Boiler system, the boiler system is up and running. It has been running for the last maybe 2 weeks. That being said, they are running a water and cleaning solution through all the pipes that they put in this summer. That is what they need to do, clean the pipes out for warranty. This Thursday, Friday, we've talked with Lisa and communicated for anybody in the staff. They are going to be taking the boiler system offline, taking out all the water in the cleaning solution because the pipes have been cleaned. And then they're filling it with the final product, the glycol solution that goes in there. So boilers are started up and running. They'll be filling with glycol over MEA. And we should have the boiler system done in the high school when we come back next week. There's casework going in a lot of the classrooms. Miss Metals install started this week. That'll be like the stairways, the roof access letters and stuff like that. And then they are working on site fencing. I think they were measuring today. There is a fabric that goes in the fence so that going by on the street, you don't see NC kids, stuff like that. I think they were measuring that today and it's probably like 3 weeks before it comes. So I'd expect in the next month that fabric should be up. And I know when you drive by, you can see the playground, you can see a lot, but it's not gonna last for long once that fabric goes up. So those are probably the highlights of what's going on. And then with that, I know Lisa's been crucial in setting up tours. So I think we have tours on the 27th at 3 p.m. That'll be a great chance to come walk through the building and see everything. No bad news from my perspective tonight. I think things are going well. Any questions for me?
I did, but I lost it.
Well, let me know what you think of it. We'll talk about it next month.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Jordan.
you.
Moving on, motion to approve the agenda with the addition of under personnel item 7I, approving the hire of Christine Olson.
All motion.
I'll support.
Motion by Director Raha, support by Director Randa Sauter. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Up next, we got reports. We got Superintendent Privilege.
Thank you, Chair Casey. Just a couple of updates to add to the construction pieces. These are just more of the peripheral questions that everybody wants answers to, not the numbers and the nitty-gritty. So a couple of things. One, if you've heard that everybody wants a salad bar, you can be very thankful because IMAC is going to put in a fresh salad bar.
What?
So I knew that would be exciting.
Okay, for kids, for the
Kids
lunches
and
or
staff.
at the gym?
Kids and staff in the cafeteria.
Oh, Lord.
I know, right? The littles might have a little bit more prepackaged, but as they get
Okay.
older, they should be able to. You've heard the scoop on the gym already and the good news that the gym is regulation size. So we're gonna keep saying that to make sure that myth is busted out in the community. Get that taken care of. We've had a lot of questions about why the pre-K and the K rooms don't have carpet in them. And we just wanted to remind you that it's because the floors are heated. And so there's rugs that go over them, but it's just for wear and tear and for longevity. They just have a heated floor. Carpets, oh,
Should be out.
I'll tell them that you said so.
I said so.
The answer was you said so. If you want to stop by the table on your way out, you'll see that there's a carpet square there. That's the color carpet that will go in the learning commons, the music rooms, and a couple other spaces throughout. So that's one of the carpets that were changed. It was changed from a greenish carpet to this carpet here. And there's color swatches there as well, that go with what our desks are, our tables are, what the soft seating are. And so I can point that out to you. Or you can watch social media, because once a week we'll start dropping some more pictures out, so you can watch it there too. And we've been getting a lot of feedback on that. Two big things that we'll be working on related to kind of construction in the new building is, one, we really need to have a conversation about the building name. So right now at MDE, we have Chisholm High School, we have Chisholm Elementary, and we have Vaughn. And when we go into one facility, do we want one name? Do we want Chisholm High School and Chisholm Elementary? Do we want Chisholm Secondary and Chisholm Elementary? It's something that we need to think about, and decide how we want to move forward, because we will have to do some updated site verifications here in the next couple of months. So kind of putting some thought into what that feels like for you. And with that, one of the things that we're working on is renumbering the entire facility. We'll start with renumbering the addition, but in speaking to our PD and our EMTs and our fire, if we have a room 100 here and a room 100 here, that becomes very confusing. So the recommendation is to renumber the entire facility. And we'll be doing it in ways that we'll be zoning it out. So for example, the new addition might have a 4-digit number that starts with a 1. The district office area might start with a 2, the high school might start with a 3, and the auditorium with a 4. And then the second number is the floor level, so it might be 1100, 1101. So the first number is the zone, the second number is the floor, and the third and fourth number represent then the room number, so that in an emergency, it's easier to follow that pattern as we go out. So we're working through some of that right now. And those are the big things on construction. A couple other things that just wanted to make sure we were given some updates on. We received indication back from AFSCME. They are ready to begin negotiations. We received some dates back. So our committees will be opening up negotiations here within the next month with our AFSCME unit. Along that pattern, throughout the remainder of this year, we'll be looking at all job descriptions, everything from probably mine to Noah's to Pam's to paraprofessionals to maintenance. When we're moving into one new facility, do we need to update what those job descriptions look like, what areas they cover, things like that. And so all of that will be coming through at some point this year. We'll be working through that. From an academic standpoint, I've heard a little bit of rumbling about, you've heard me say our special ed numbers are going up, and our special ed numbers are going up. I just wanted to point out that they're not so astronomically high that we're higher than everybody else in the region, but we are high for us. So we're at about 19.8% of our student body is on an IEP of some type, which is up just a little bit. We do have some neighboring school districts though that are at 22.8, 25.7. So we have several school districts that are higher than ours, but we are seeing those numbers go up throughout the district. So something to kind of keep your eye on, that typically affects staffing as we look at that. So that's something that we'll make sure we're looking at as we're going forward. And then the last thing that I would have for you is just kind of a fun piece. Adi Vaki and I spent some time really thinking about, we're going from all of this space where we have every trophy and plaque and everything under the sun, and our spaces are getting smaller for those types of things. And so he and I worked together to look at some of the advertising dollars that he's been instrumental in bringing in for the video scoreboards and things like that. So using some of that money, and then a grant that he and I wrote together will be coming in as well. We know that we've been awarded, we just don't have the paper copy, but we'll be moving to a video trophy case where you'll be able to click on it and it'll pop up different things. We'll be able to put all of our yearbooks from all the way back to 1925. You can click on it and search by names and things like that. So that'll be coming forward, and we're gonna have a couple of our teachers
I even
up
have
for that
other
process.
ones for
Perfect.
That's cool.
So that's kind of an exciting one that we're looking forward to. Any questions for me?
Thank you.
you. Thank you. High school principal, Mr. Malani.
Hi. Some numbers and some things to update. Obviously, one of the things we've been looking at the last few years is attendance. Ryan is our attendance coordinator. as of the end of September through the first day of school to September 30th, our average attendance total sits at 95.2%. 94.4% of Chisholm High School students, grades 7 to 12, attended school 90% or more in the month of September. 90% is the number that the state wants to be at, so we're doing pretty well in that regard. As of today, also 101 students are still sitting at 100% perfect attendance of the 291 total are in the building right now. So thought that was a good number, still triple digits and perfect attendance. In terms of behaviors, as of September 30th, 80.1% of our students 7 through 12 have 0 log entries. So if you get some trouble talking back to the teacher, whatever, the teacher logs that. So 80.1% of our students had no log entries in the month of September. And currently 92.1% have had 1 or fewer log entries. And many of those 1 or fewers contain to cell phones. So they're not really misbehaving or causing trouble, but the teacher might say, hey, give me your phone, and then they log it. So we have some behavioral stuff, but it's certainly the minority. Majority of our students are very good kids and they're attending school. They're working hard, so I thought that was worth sharing.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really important. We hear all the time that all kids are so naughty. And it's not that we don't have behaviors that we're reacting to, but it's the same 10 kids we're reacting to every day versus your whole student body, so thank you.
Yeah.
I also love seeing that on social media, just because it's a sense of pride and hopefully the kids feel like, hey, I've made a difference, you know, I mean, like you said, the positive advertising can keep people going, so I thought that was really cool.
Some testing numbers. We've done our first round of fast first tests at the high school level. So for 7 through 12, in A math is the math test that everyone takes. 62% of our students at the high school have no risk, and 4% are college pathway. So they kind of align similar to MCAs, where it's exceeds, meets, partially meets, or does not meet, where it would be college pathway, no risk, some risk, or high risk. And so for math right now, based on FastForward's data, 62% of our high school kids have no risk and 4% are college pathways. So that's higher than a 50% meets rate MCAs currently, but we gotta make sure that those numbers increase as we get towards spring. So looking at growth. As far as reading goes, 57% of the 7th through 12th grade students are at no risk, with 8% at a college pathway. So again, we're sitting above that 50% number for now, but we've got to make sure we're having growth throughout the year. So the numbers and testing stuff, the last thing I'll mention is that, speaking with Ms. Perkovich earlier, sometime in the next month or so, we're going to start looking at different course offerings and how we can reimagine some of our CIS offerings and what we can offer to try to retain some of our PSEO students. So that's a conversation moving forward that we'll be having and working to hopefully get some kids back to our buildings. Any questions? Yes.
How's the cell phone policy working in your building?
Mostly good, kind of like behaviors, it's mostly the same ones that get it taken 2 or 3 times, but
Okay.
the majority have followed through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You know, it's funny because you get like, my daughter's a 7th grader, and in 6th grade, they couldn't have their phone at all. She's like, get our phones at lunch, you know, like, it's a you know,
Yeah.
It's definitely a worse battle with the older students than the younger.
I'm sure, yeah.
Which for most things is kind of the opposite, but with the phones, it's more of an issue with the older kids.
They've been attached a lot longer.
Correct.
Right, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Maloney, just one question that, you're saying that teachers are logging the incident. Is instruction given to substitutes to do something, write it down, hand it in?
When substitutes are there, they often will just say, go down to the office and I log it then.
Would you recommend something different as a sub?
No, I don't. You would have to actually change the login for the attendance and make it, or you could write a comment behind the student.
Or maybe give you a paper copy of something.
Yeah, and I think the electronic way would probably be very cumbersome and not cost effective for us to implement. So maybe just a sheet of paper or something.
Most of us call me, say they're sending someone down, and then I'll just log in once they get there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Malani?
Thanks.
Still enjoying the job,
Thank you.
correct?
I am.
I heard you had a rough football, a lot of injuries.
We finished our game last week with 13 guys.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I had my running back starting at left tackle in the second half.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
finished,
But
we
yeah.
played.
That's good, it sounded like they didn't lose that hope or that.
No,
So that's
kept it up.
great, they kept it up, that's good.
So football's gonna be brought up, I'm just kidding. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item up is item 6, motion to approve the consent agenda. These are the minutes of the September 22nd, 2025 regular meeting. September payroll in the amount of $683,916.50. And accounts payable month-end reports for September 2025 in the amount of $1,971,821.52.
I'll motion.
Support.
Motion by Director Raha, support by Director Lappy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7 under personnel. Item 8, motion to hire George Rankovich as part-time chief engineer / boiler operator effective September 29th, 2025. I think we had this before.
We had the MOU that came
Yeah, we had
through,
the MOU.
and then we needed to make sure that we actually had board action back.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
I'll support.
support by Director Randa Sauter. Any discussion?
What's part-time?
He works 20 hours a week.
Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, motion to approve the hire of Mr. Joel McDonald as head girls basketball coach.
I'll motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Rice. Any discussion? Just like to welcome Mr. McDonald and
Back again.
hopefully.
They always come back. They always-
Hopefully he has a
Yes, we
long
do.
and tenured career here. Any other discussion? We did have, what, three candidates?
We had 6 that applied,
Six.
3 were qualified, and the interview through.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, motion to transfer Roger Holman from Transportation Director to long-term substitute custodian / bus driver, afternoon shift effective November 12th, 2025.
So made.
Motion by Director Lappy,
Support.
support by Director Raha. Any discussion?
Somebody's taking his place, I'm assuming.
Right now, the position is posted. As of this morning, we do have one very qualified applicant, but it's posted and will not be reviewed again until Friday.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Oh, nice. Sorry, I do have a question about this. What happens when the other guy comes back?
He would essentially have the option to take that position back,
Okay,
because he'd have rights, he has union rights.
okay. Sorry. I should say
Good
that.
question.
Item D, motion to approve the resignation of Patrick Hake as assistant boys swimming coach.
All motion.
Motion by Director Aha, supported by Director Lappy. Any discussion?
That's too bad.
Yeah, Mr. Hake, Mr. Patrick Hake, I should say, I believe has accepted another position, or his schedule isn't as flexible as it once was. So we wish him the best, and we thank him for the years that he put in for us, and we'll move forward. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, motion to approve a one-year leave of absence for Ramona Helmer from local union 536, effective October 3rd, 2025. Motion by Director Rice,
I'll support.
supported by Director Rhonda Sauter. Any discussion? I guess I do have one question. Is there a certain amount of years that we can continue to do this, or?
Currently, in the policy, it states that if they are outside the district, it should be 3 years.
Okay.
So when you're looking at Ryan's, for example, Ryan is within the district. It is a discussion we would have to have related to Ramona and Amber, because technically they're outside of the district, because they're employed by 2142 for Check and Connect, but they're placed in this district. So it's a very gray area on that one, but they're still within their 3 years.
Okay, thank you.
And are these on a grant?
They are on a
They're all on a grant
Yeah.
too, so
Yeah.
that's something too to
Yeah.
consider.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item F, motion to approve a one-year leave of absence for Ryan Bennett from local union 536, effective October 28th, 2025.
All motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
I'll support.
supported by Director Amanda Sauter. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item G, motion to approve a one-year leave of absence for Amber Tulo from local union 536, effective October 4th, 2025.
Motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
Support.
supported by Director Rice. Any discussion? I do have one other question that I just thought of. The union is on board with all of this, I'm assuming they are.
I would assume, I mean, it's really
I've
nothing,
heard otherwise.
doesn't, yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't really affect.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect them at all. Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item H, motion to approve the requirement for all volunteer coaches to receive bloodborne pathogen training and mandated reporting training.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Director Rhonda Sauter,
Support.
supported by Director Lappy. Any discussion?
Get plenty of volunteers, you're gonna have to rent a hall.
Well, and there is an electronic version
Oh,
that
so
most of our
everybody-
staff can take, so we can probably do that, otherwise we'll work with AD Bucky to make sure that we figure something out.
And I brought this up to Superintendent Perkovich for the fact that we had an incident the other night where one of our coaches, there was blood on the floor. The coach went out without gloves, without disinfectant spray and basically Kleenex in their hand. And I didn't think that that was correct. So I actually put in a call to the former AD of Hibbing, and their coaches go through bloodborne pathogens, and they actually go through CPR training also. That's something that we can talk about at a later date. And I did talk to our activities director, Vaki, on this also, and he concurred with the bloodborne pathogen training.
Well, and I guess my question would be, I mean, it's a volunteer coach. They shouldn't be the only one out there. The coach should be there who is trained. So why is the volunteer running out there to clean it up? Just asking. I mean,
Well,
the coaches are trained, the assistant coaches are trained, the volunteers are not, well, maybe they shouldn't be running out.
But I think in the heat of the moment, you know,
Yeah.
they just go.
But. maybe shouldn't.
No, and I agree. So,
Can I actually make a comment on that?
yeah,
I did actually work with Rose, and we have ordered blood cleanup kits that we will store in each gym facility. So coaches will know where they are, so if they do have to act, they'll at least have everything that they need appropriately to clean that up. And so Rose was great to work with and get that taken care of. Also, we do have all of our training kits set up in the high school gym. So there is everything they should need is there, whether or not they grab I don't, I wasn't there, so I can't speak to it, but anyway, just so you know, we do have specific kits that we'll have in each facility. And for football, we have a trainer on site, so.
Yeah, and the worst thing is, I've seen it over and over again, they grab a mop and they run out and mop. Then what? What do you do with that mop? You know, I mean, it was just never, but that's great idea. Good.
thank you, Travis. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item I, motion to approve the hire of Christine Olson as a .4 7th grade STEM/life science teacher and .4 homebound instructor effective October 13th, 2025.
All motion.
Motion by Director Aha,
I'll support.
supported by Director Randa Sauter. Any discussion? I'd like to thank Christine for taking this on, actually. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, administrative business. Item A, motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Chisholm School District 695 and Arrowhead Head Start. Motion by Director Lappy,
I'll support.
supported by Director Randa Sauter.
Isn't this something that I do every year? Yeah.
I don't recall seeing it, but that doesn't surprise me, you know. My question
Sounds good.
is that,
Yeah.
does our Northland staff, the people that we have, do they work with our Head Start at all?
I don't believe they do, but I don't know for sure. That's something I would have to look into.
Well, this is the Arrowhead though,
Right.
and then we have our own preschool classrooms too that
Right,
are
this-
separate than the AUA one.
But I thought being that they're in the same building, you know, I don't know if they give advice or anything like that, so.
I'll find out.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, motion to approve Minnesota School Board Association Insurance Trust proxy in favor of Mr. John Carter. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
I'll motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Any discussion? I noticed in the packet that we only have one name, and I think when they sent us information, I think there were two names.
Nope. This is it, write it in or just that name.
I for one, am just not in favor of people telling me.
Well, and we don't have an option.
Well, yeah. well, we're doing
I was
one
really
person.
confused by this, like, wait,
But isn't this the other person's name was a trustee, so that means he's representing this person. So there's others, but we don't know who they are. Doesn't that?
I just received something at home and I believe that there was two names on there. So. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Nay. Item C, motion to approve the payment to Huddle in the amount of $13,000 for service period of October 28th, 2025 through October 27th, 2026.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
I'll support.
support by Director Raha. Any discussion? Mr. Markey, do we get a number of the state's usage or anything like that?
So the way, so I mean, I could probably dig into some demographics on that. But we have, since we went with Huddle, we have always offered it free. The price obviously increased from what it started at when we first got it. But we do have, I was actually having a conversation with Superintendent Perkovich about Huddle today. There are options for us if we wanna look at recapturing more of what we recapture for the Huddle price. Currently, we have the football club or the quarterback club and the hoop club from the basketball teams that donate to that. So it's a chunk of it, but it's not all of it. We do have options if we were to ever want to explore the idea of charging. We certainly have, there are many schools that do charge for Huddle. We have never gone down that path.
Well, if those clubs actually donate toward this, shouldn't we know that number also? I mean, wouldn't we wanna know?
So it's 2,000 from the Hoops Club.
Both, 2,000 for both. The quarterback club and the hoop club, so 4,000.
4,000.
Sort of,
Well, up to
Sort
this year.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what
And the reason why I say sort of is because there's a bronze package, or you can become like an anchor sponsor. And so they're an anchor sponsor, but part of their sponsor is Huddle.
Okay.
It's a great year.
And I wasn't insinuating that we should charge for it. I'm just wondering if we're getting our bang for our buck if people are using it.
Oh, I do know plenty of people that use it.
My house does.
Yes, yeah.
We have watched the football games at my house.
Yeah, yeah, we have quite a few people who snowbird, grandparents,
Okay.
that I hear from, especially if it's offline. You know, then I really hear from them.
We watch it as long as Jessica's available.
Yeah.
To assist us.
Yeah.
We did talk briefly about maybe an option, instead of charging the end user, maybe it's an advertising spot we can sell, because there's some spots on the screen where they can advertise. So instead of your family paying for it, somebody's getting advertising dollars.
What about, like our local businesses, you know, they play like the normal football games. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been uptown during the game and you should see how many people are sitting with their phones in front of them. Is it something that like we could ask some of our local businesses like to donate and then see if there's a way they can stream it at the bar, restaurant?
Well, they
Cause
certainly
we
could.
don't wanna go to your football games, we
If
wanna
they
go to
bought
the
the
bar
live stream,
instead.
they certainly could show it. Well, they don't even
Yeah.
have to buy it right now.
No.
As
Well,
long
that's
as
what
they
I'm
have-
saying, but like
Yeah.
if we could promote it like, cause I mean, then maybe some of the grandparents or other people go have dinner. I mean, it's not just a bar, it is a restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like other ways, cause I mean, they do, that particular establishment, I
Yeah.
know does do a lot for our community and our kids in our community and
No,
They currently stream it or no?
there's options.
they don't,
Oh, they
it's
don't,
just a bunch of us sitting, we've sat with our phones, I mean, you look and you walk by and people are watching the football game.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly an
It's a
option.
little warmer.
Certainly an
I
option.
think the ad space is the way to go.
Yeah, it's hard because we
I think
ask
that's
so
the
much
way.
of our local businesses already, you know, it's a fine line, but Huddle itself, I mean, you know, I talked to, like I said, we had a conversation today, but the main thing that we need to probably have a future conversation about is if we want to expand currently what we're using it for, we have the opportunity to buy additional cameras and it doesn't change the price of our package. So we've talked about putting a camera in the pool, for example. We've talked about putting a camera in the auditorium for all of our concerts and our.
The only sad thing
Um,
is good golly, we want people to come.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids, especially in the auditorium, these kids don't wanna go up on stage and perform for just a little camera. They wanna
Yeah.
perform for the people that are sitting
Mhm.
there.
Yeah. And the other option, of course, is we could not live stream and force everyone to come to our new gym
Yeah, there you go.
next year.
We're in a contract till next year.
It's an annual cost. I think the contract itself, I'd have to check it, but I think
26.
well, that's the price, but it's per year.
And some of it we'd have to do anyway for game footage, is
Yeah,
That's
so
what I was just gonna
football,
ask, isn't the huddle
football.
game footage too for the coaches to go back?
Yeah, the package is Huddle Assist, which is the stats, all that stuff, Huddle Sideline for football, so Nick can use his end zone camera. And get pictures or videos, sorry, my phone's going off. But anyway, I won't take up more of your time, but it's well used to this point.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, motion to approve resolution number 25-10-14 of the committed funds to transfer $195,057.70 of the committed fund balance for funding severance and continuing retirement benefits to the unassigned general fund effective June 30th, 2025, severance costs incurred in fiscal year 2025. May I entertain a motion?
All motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Laffey. And can you roll call vote, please?
Director Laffey,
Yes.
Director Raha,
Yes.
Director Randall,
Yes.
Director Rice,
Yes.
Chair Casey.
Yes. Motion carries. Item E, first reading policy 201, legal status of the school board. I'm gonna go through all of these just at once because none of them require action at this point. First reading of policy 201, legal status of the school board. Second reading of policy 210, conflict of interest with school board members. First reading of policy 205, open meetings and closed meetings. First reading of policy 206, public participation in the school board meetings. complaints about persons at the school board meetings and data privacy considerations. First reading of policy 208, development, adoption, and implementation of policies. First reading of policy 209, code of ethics. First reading of policy 311, criminal or civil action against school district, school board member, employee, or student. First reading of policy 212, school board member development. First reading of policy 213, school board committees. And second reading of policy number 806, crisis management. That was the one that we pulled off the last agenda. So,
What's this?
So if we
414?
pulled it, shouldn't it be first reading though?
No, it had gone through
it
first
had gone
reading.
through first.
Okay.
Do you get, I got it
Yeah, I think that was put in there for
by mistake or?
For the coaches, or for the
By
boards
error.
or coaches.
Yeah, I don't believe that wasn't on our agenda.
Item 9, under discussion, site verification.
That's one that I was bringing up earlier that we're moving and.
Oh,
Is there a particular process that you want me to follow for that? Or,
Yeah, I'm just not in favor of naming anything after a person, place
Oh,
or
what are you
thing.
talking about?
would you like me to solicit opinions or just make a decision,
Make a decision, come back to us.
make a recommendation?
Make a recommendation, we have 2 buildings, that's all I'm gonna say.
You would like 2 buildings and not 1.
High school,
And
you know, you don't, E through 6 isn't in the high school. That's
Okay.
my viewpoint.
Anybody?
I just remember when we started this, our big thing was on campus, one team, one school. That's what we've been saying, that's what we sold our community members on. So I'd be curious to see what the community would like.
My guess is you're gonna have the older people like us saying high school, elementary school. And that's the way it's been, you know, it was junior high, high school, it was always named like that at one time, and I bet you'll have the younger ones saying,
But when you
One.
look at
yeah.
like other smaller districts that have one building, there's one name.
Depends on which one you go to. So if you look at Cherry, there's 2. If you look at Southridge, there's 1. So it.
Cherry was just Cherry.
But if you look in their site verification, they
Oh.
have Cherry Secondary and Cherry Elementary.
Okay.
I mean, and that's what it will be, Chisholm High School, Chisholm Elementary, it will still be. But yeah, recommendations, I would say. And I would ask around and see, you know, poll some of the people if you want, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes though, too many opinions isn't good either, but.
That's pretty true. Okay, all right.
So this is just a site verification, not like,
It's basically what the state will call you.
okay, gotcha.
So all your legal documents.
Gotcha.
Any other discussion? Item 10, information. I've just got a couple of things last night at the volleyball game. Athletic director, activities director Baki put on a teacher recognition night, which was nice, and our superintendent was recognized. Obviously, not all the teachers could be there, but a number of them were recognized, which I thought was pretty nice. Our auditors are in. Stop and say hi. They are
They're
pleasantly.
gone now, right? Just shut them in that room.
Superintendent checked, so nobody's hiding in there.
I've had a couple of discussions with them now, and they are pleasantly surprised and at the final work Noah and Morgan are doing, and our staff in the business office, and superintendent in the confidential administrative assistant, so they're pleased. They didn't want to talk about money though, so. I also wanted to thank a few people. Superintendent Perkovich put out a FYI the other night when we had that water break, which was caused by a couple of students' activity, we'll call it that. But I just wanted to thank the fire department, police department, our staff, and Travis and George. So they handled it well. In fact, the fans handled it very well.
Yeah.
Thank God it was a nice night out. They got to use our fine facilities outside and everybody was happy.
Lisa, I appreciate all the data that you've been giving us too.
Yeah.
It's just so great to see and, you know, for you to dive into that, it's just wonderful.
Any other information? We do have Grandparents' Day coming up soon.
Yeah, oh, yeah, when is that?
Oh,
Grandparents'
is it?
Day. Yeah,
Yeah, I usually do it too, but I need dates.
did she send us something?
I can't remember if it was email or text, so I was looking for it the other
I
day.
didn't, I haven't gotten anything, but usually I'm here, at the elementary anyways, not at the,
I think I got something else and I couldn't do it.
It was November, yeah? I usually put it in my calendar then.
Well, I'll get you to find it, because I'll never find it.
I'll text you.
It's gotta be under
let me
the,
know too.
I will. Let's put it in my calendar, I guess.
There's 15th of November.
Nothing.
Is that the one at the Vaughn? Cause the Vaughn and elementary are different days.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
No other information? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Motion by Director Raha.
One of these times I'm gonna be.
Support.
By Miranda
I
Sauter.
was like, what was that?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Time is 5:58.
Thank you. See ya.
So according to what I've heard, you still have a job.
Yep. Hanging on for now.
Hanging on for dear life.
Noah, did you wanna copy these?
Yeah.
And
Did you get a hold of Dad?
they are from Tibet.
Pam, is the camera on?
From Tibet.
Thank you.